Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Anita Anand with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Kosi Rail Mega Bridge and 12 railway projects in Bihar through video conferencing. PM hails historic reforms in agriculture, says government is committed to MSP support for farmers. Rajya Sabha passes Indian Medicine Central Council Amendment Bill 2020 and Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill 2020. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal says there is no proposal to privatize Indian Railways. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 78.86%. And in cricket, stage is all set for the 13th edition of IPL tomorrow in Abu Dhabi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi dedicated the historic Kosi Rail Mahasetu Mega Bridge to the nation through video conference a short while ago. He also inaugurated 12 rail projects related to passenger facilities to benefit the people of Bihar. Speaking on this occasion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, history has been created in connectivity and prosperity of Bihar after construction of historical Kosi Rail Mahasetu.
बहुत लाभ होगा। यही नहीं, इससे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के साथियों के लिए एक वैकल्पिक रेल मार्ग भी उपलब्ध हो जाए। कोसी और मिथिला क्षेत्र के लिए ये महासेतु सुविधा का साधन तो है ही, ये इस पूरे क्षेत्र में व्यापार, कारोबार, उद्योग, रोजगार को भी बढ़ावा देने वाला है। बिहार के लोग तो इसे भली भांति जानते हैं कि वर्तमान में निर्मली से सरायगढ़ का रेल सफर करीब करीब 300 किलोमीटर का होता है। इसके लिए दरभंगा, समस्तीपुर, खगड़िया, मानसी, सहरसा ये सारे रास्तों से होते हुए जाना पड़ता। अब वो दिन ज्यादा दूर नहीं जब बिहार के लोगों को 300 किलोमीटर की ये यात्रा नहीं करनी पड़ेगी।
Mr. Modi said the bridge has connected Mithila and Kosi region. The dedication of this project has fulfilled the 86-year-old dream and the long wait of the people of the region. The project was completed during the COVID pandemic, where the migrant labourers also participated. Mr. Modi said 90% rail line in Bihar has been electrified.
बिहार में रेल कनेक्टिविटी के क्षेत्र में नया इतिहास रचा गया है। कोसी महासेतु और किऊल ब्रिज के साथ ही बिहार में रेल यातायात, रेलवे के बिजलीकरण और रेलवे में मेक इन इंडिया को बढ़ावा देने, नए रोजगार पैदा करने वाले 1 दर्जन प्रोजेक्ट्स का आज लोकार्पण और शुभारंभ हुआ है। लगभग 3000 करोड़ रुपए के इन प्रोजेक्ट से बिहार का रेल नेटवर्क तो सशक्त होगा ही, पश्चिम बंगाल और पूर्वी भारत की रेल कनेक्टिविटी भी मजबूत होगी।
The 1.9 kilometer long Kosi Mega Bridge has been completed at a total cost of 516 crore rupees. With the construction of the bridge, the rail distance between Nirmali and Saraigarh would come down from the present 298 kilometers to 22 kilometers. The dedication of this project will fulfill the 86-year-old dream and the long wait of the people of the region. The bridge has connected Mithila and Kosi region. This bridge is of strategic importance along Indo-Nepal border. It would also make it easy for long-distance travel to Kolkata, Delhi and Mumbai for the people of the region. The Prime Minister also flagged off a demo train from Supol railway station on Saharsa-Adampur-Kupaha section. Among the 12 other projects to be inaugurated by the Prime Minister are 2 new railway lines, 5 electrification projects, 1 electric locomotive shed and 3rd line project between Badh and Bakhtiarpur. The 2 new railway lines are the Hajipur-Ghoswar-Vaishali section as well as Islampur-Nateshwar section and Karnauti-Bakhtiarpur bypass rail line between Badh and Bakhtiarpur. The railway electrification projects include Muzaffarpur, Sitamarhi sections, Katihar New Jalpaiguri, Samastipur Khagadia, Bhagalpur Shivnarayanpur and Samastipur Jayanagar sections. The Prime Minister said opposition arm is guiding people by protesting agriculture reforms bill. Mr. Modi asserted that these legislations will empower farmers in the country and will ensure that they get the benefit of modern technology.
वही चीजें भारतीय जनता पार्टी एनडीए सरकार कर रही है, किसानों को समर्पित हमारी ये सरकार कर रही है, तो ये भांति भांति के भ्रम फैला रहे हैं। जिस एपीएमसी एक्ट को लेकर अब ये लोग राजनीति कर रहे हैं, एग्रीकल्चर मार्केट के प्रावधानों में बदलाव का विरोध कर रहे हैं, उसी बदलाव की बात इन लोगों ने अपने घोषणा पत्र में भी लिखी थी। लेकिन अब जब एनडीए सरकार ने ये बदलाव कर दिया है, तो ये लोग इसका विरोध करने पर, झूठ फैलाने पर, भ्रम फैलाने पर उतर आए हैं। सिर्फ विरोध के लिए विरोध करने का ये एक के बाद एक अनेक उदाहरण सामने आ रहे हैं। लेकिन ये लोग ये भूल रहे हैं कि देश का किसान कितना जागृत है।
He said that various powers are engaged in confusing the farmers regarding the provisions of the new legislation.
देश के किसानों के कल्याण की दिशा में, कृषि सुधारों की दिशा में कल देश के लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण दिन था। कल विश्वकर्मा जयंती के दिन लोकसभा में ऐतिहासिक कृषि सुधार विधेयक पारित किए गए हैं। इन विधेयकों ने हमारे अन्नदाता किसानों को अनेक बंधनों से मुक्ति दिलाई है। आजादी के बाद किसानों को किसानी में एक नई आजादी देने का काम हुआ है।
Mr. Modi assured the farmers that the system of MSP and government procurement will continue as before. He exhorted that these bills will additionally fortify the farmers by giving them many more options.
हमारी सरकार किसानों को एमएसपी के माध्यम से उचित मूल्य दिलाने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। पहले भी थे, आज भी हैं, आगे भी रहेंगे। सरकारी खरीद भी पहले की तरह जारी रहेगी। कोई भी व्यक्ति अपना उत्पाद जो भी वो पैदा करता है, दुनिया में कहीं भी बेच सकता है, जहां चाहे वहां बेच सकता है। अगर वो कपड़ा बनाता है, जहां चाहे बेच सकता है। वो बर्तन बनाता है, कहीं पर भी बेच सकता है। वो जूते बनाता है, कहीं पर भी बेच सकता है। लेकिन एकमात्र केवल मेरे किसान भाई बहनों को इन अधिकारों से वंचित रखा गया था, मजबूर किया गया। अब नए प्रावधान लागू होने के कारण किसान अपनी फसल वो देश के किसी भी बाजार में अपनी मनचाही कीमत पर बेच सकेगा।
Chief Minister Nitish Kumar said dream of former PM Atal Bihari Vajpayee has been fulfilled after dedication of Kosi Rail Mahasetu. Mr. Kumar thanked Mr. Modi for speedy construction of Setu. He demanded for extension of Hajipur Vaishali to Supaul.
The Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed the passing of two farm-related bills in Lok Sabha as historic and asserted that they will rid farmers and the farm sector of middlemen and other bottlenecks. Mr. Modi said these agrarian reforms will provide new opportunities to farmers to sell their produce, which will increase their profits. More from our correspondent.
The bill aims at creating additional trading opportunities outside the APMC market yards to help farmers get remunerative prices due to additional competition. This will supplement the existing MSP procurement system, which is providing stable income to farmers. The new legislation will create an ecosystem where the farmers and traders will enjoy freedom of choice of sale and purchase of agri-produce. It will open more choices for the farmers, reduce marketing costs for the farmers, and help them in getting better prices. The bill will also help farmers of regions with surplus produce to get better prices and consumers of regions with shortages lower prices. The farmers will not be charged any cess or levy for sale of their produce under this act. This legislation will act as a catalyst to attract private sector investment for building supply chains for supply of Indian farm produce to national and global markets and in agricultural infrastructure. Farmers will get access to technology and advice for high-value agriculture and get ready market for such produce. With Dipendra Kumar, Suparna Saikya, AIR News, Delhi.
Meanwhile, President Ramnath Kovind has accepted the resignation of Harsimrat Kaur Badal from the Union Council of Ministers. She has resigned in the protest of the farm-related bills. A press communique issued by Rashtrapati Bhavan said Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has been assigned the charge of the Ministry of Food Processing Industries in addition to his existing portfolios. The Rajya Sabha today passed the Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill 2020 and the Indian Medicine Central Council Amendment Bill 2020. Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill amends the Homeopathy Central Council Act 1973. The Act sets up the Central Council of Homeopathy, which regulates homeopathic education and practice. The bill replaces the Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Ordinance 2020, which was promulgated in April this year. The legislation amends the 1973 Act to increase the period for the supersession of the Central Council from 2 years to 3 years. The Indian Medicine Central Council Amendment Bill amends the Indian Medicine Central Council Act 1970. The Act provides for the constitution of a Central Council which regulates the education and practice of the Indian medicine system, including Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy. The bill replaces the Indian Medicine Central Council Amendment Ordinance 2020, which was promulgated in April this year. It provides that the Central Council will stand superseded from April this year and the Council will be reconstituted within 1 year from the date of its supersession. In the interim period, the central government will constitute a Board of Governors which will exercise the powers of the Central Council. The board will consist of up to 10 members. Replying to discussion on the bills, Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Harshvardhan said that the government is committed to bring the positive changes in the Indian medicine systems in a transparent manner to provide quality healthcare facilities. He said that homeopathy, yoga and naturopathy are the ancient medicine systems and these have the scientific basis.
सरकार पूरी तरह से देश के हर नागरिक को उच्च कोटि की स्वास्थ्य सुविधा सारे सिस्टम्स ऑफ मेडिसिन उसके लिए सुलभ ढंग से उपलब्ध हों, इसके लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। इसी के लिए आयुष्मान योजना है, इसी के लिए 1.5 लाख हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर्स हैं, जहां पर आयुष के भी हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर्स हैं। इन सब चीजों का प्रावधान है। इसी के लिए आने वाले समय में नेशनल डिजिटल हेल्थ मिशन है।
The minister said that historic decisions have been taken in the healthcare sector under guidance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He refuted the allegation of bias in the constitution of the Board of Governors, adding that it will be set up keeping in mind the quality and competency.
The Union government has clarified that there is no proposal to privatize the Indian Railways. This was stated by the Railways Minister Piyush Goyal in a written reply in the Rajya Sabha today. He clarified that the operation of the existing services of Indian Railways is not going to be affected. He said as of now, no regular passenger train service running over Indian Railways is being operated by the private operator. The Union government has clarified that it has not abolished sanctioned posts in railways in the last 6 years. This was stated by the Railways Minister Piyush Goyal in a written reply in the Rajya Sabha today. He also said that Railways has no plan to further abolish the vacant posts. The Union government has approved the amendment in foreign direct investment policy in the defence sector. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has said that for new licensees, FDI is allowed up to 74% through automatic route and beyond 74% to be permitted through government route. For existing licensees, infusion of fresh foreign investment up to 49% can be done by making a declaration of change or transfer within 30 days. Mr. Goyal said this will enhance ease of doing business and contribute to the growth of investment, income and employment. He said foreign investments in defence sector shall be subject to scrutiny on grounds of national security. The minister said in line with her collective vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, this amendment will enhance self-reliance in defence production while keeping national interests and security paramount.
The Rajya Sabha today unanimously passed the Salaries and Allowances of Ministers Amendment Bill 2020 and the Salary, Allowances and Pension of Members of Parliament Amendment Bill 2020. The two legislations are related to reduction in salaries, allowances of the ministers and members of Parliament. The bills will replace the two ordinances amending the Salaries and Allowances of Ministers Act 1952 and the Salary, Allowances and Pension of Members of Parliament Act 1954. The bills have provision to cut the salaries and other allowances by 30%. These changes have been made for a period of 1 year, effective from 1st of April this year. BJP President JP Nadda today released Kamal Sandesh Special Edition Architect of New India to mark the 70th birthday of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Nadda said, political culture has changed under the dynamic leader of Narendra Modi. He said Mr. Modi has worked to empower poor and downtrodden and bring them in the mainstream of society. You're listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Kosi Rail Mega Bridge and 12 railway projects in Bihar through video conferencing. PM hails historic reforms in agriculture, says government is committed to MSP support for farmers. Rajya Sabha passes Indian Medicine Central Council Amendment Bill 2020 and Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill 2020. Railways Minister Piyush Goyal says there is no proposal to privatize Indian Railways. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 78.86%. And in cricket, stage is all set for the 13th edition of IPL tomorrow in Abu Dhabi. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
All India Radio presents World News. News and views from across the globe. What happened? What is up next? The newsmakers and the highlights of the day. Every day at 10:20 p.m. in the night. On 100.1 FM, All India Radio. The country today registered the highest single-day recoveries of 87,472 COVID patients. Health Ministry said the recovery rate of COVID-19 has further improved to 78.86%. The Health Ministry said the total number of recoveries has reached over 41,12,000. The constantly increasing recoveries have ensured that the actual caseload of the country is reduced and currently comprises only 19.52% of the total positive cases. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 10,17,000. The ministry said effective implementation of Centre's strategic and graded test, track and treat approach has led to higher recoveries and lower fatalities. Currently, India's case fatality rate is at 1.62%, which is one of the lowest globally. In the last 24 hours, 1,174 deaths were reported, taking the toll to 84,372. In Rajasthan, more than 82% corona patients have been recovered in the state, with 810 new cases reported this morning. The total number of COVID patients has reached 1,10,283. In all, 27,67,000 samples for COVID have been tested. Our correspondent reports that Jaipur, Jodhpur and Kota are the worst affected districts of COVID-19.
In Maharashtra, the Bombay High Court today directed the state government to file a reply to a PIL seeking that drugs used to treat COVID-19 patients be made available directly at hospitals, isolation and quarantine centers where such patients were being admitted so that timely treatment can be given. Meanwhile, the Mumbai police have extended prohibitory orders restricting movement of people in the city till 30th of September. The police stressed that no new restrictions have been imposed. A report from our correspondent.
The Bombay High Court was hearing a PIL filed by a local NGO, All Maharashtra Human Rights Welfare Association, seeking that drugs used to treat COVID-19 patients be made available directly at hospitals, isolation and quarantine centers where such patients were being admitted. The plea claimed that since drugs crucial to treat COVID-19 such as remdesivir and an injection, Actemra, are available only at select chemists, a patient loses much time in availing treatment. Meanwhile, the Mumbai police has claimed the order issued under Section 144 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, saying that it is a mere extension of the previous order issued on 31st of August, and no new fresh restrictions have been imposed. All movements of one or more persons in the area designated as containment zone by municipal authorities is prohibited except for essential activities, supply of essential goods and medical emergencies. With Sonali Gadai Patil, Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Madhya Pradesh, the numbers of COVID-19 cases in the state climbed up to 97,906 after a record more than 2,391 new cases were reported in the past 24 hours. A report.
As per the State Health Bulletin, 2,863 coronavirus patients were discharged from the hospitals in the past 24 hours, taking the number of recovered cases in the state to 74,398. There are now 21,631 active cases in Madhya Pradesh. Meanwhile, the temporary services of pass-outs of postgraduate courses from government autonomous medical colleges of the state have been taken for COVID-19 work. Now, the state government has decided to merge the work period of services taken during the corona period with the period of compulsory rural services to be done after they pass the postgraduate course. Medical Education Minister Biswas Sarang informed that the government has also taken the decision to extend the service period of junior doctors in COVID-19 duty till December on an honorarium approved by the National Health Mission. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
Odisha's COVID-19 tally shot up to 1,71,341 with the discovery of 4,180 more people testing positive. The overall recovery too has gone up to 1,33,466 with 3,607 patients reported cured today. However, with 13 more patients succumbing to the infection, the death toll has mounted to 682. A report.
The notorious virus continues to infect more than 4,000 people per day for the last 3 consecutive days. Among all the 30 districts of the state, while Khordha continues to take the lead with 688 fresh cases, Deoghar has reported 10 positive cases today, the lowest in the inter-district tally. Cuttack has come up as a close second with 492 new cases. Meanwhile, the state government has revealed that more than 1,000 COVID-19 critical patients have so far been administered with the life-saving convalescent plasma, setting a new record of sorts even as the state attempts to firewall its citizens from the fury of the novel coronavirus. Girish Chandra Das, Bhubaneswar.
Telangana today reported 2,043 fresh COVID-19 cases during the last 24 hours, taking the number of cases so far in the state to 1,67,046. The state conducted over 50,000 tests yesterday. The recovery rate also slightly improved to 81.02%, with 1,802 more people recovering yesterday. The number of people who recovered so far in the state has risen to 1,35,357.
The World Health Organization has called for frontline medical workers to be provided with protective equipment to prevent them from being infected with the novel coronavirus and potentially spreading it to their patients and families. Addressing a news briefing marking World Patient Safety Day yesterday, WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said one of the keys to keeping patients safe is keeping health workers safe. The Owner Minister, Dr. Jitendra Singh, said that northeastern states have a great opportunity for economic resurgence in the post-corona period. In an exclusive interview with AIR, Dr. Singh asserted that post-COVID-19, Northeast will play an important role in the resurgence of the economy. He said that the Northeast has unlimited potential in several sectors, including bamboo, tourism, handloom and handicraft, among others. Dr. Singh added that as Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, Northeast is going to be the growth engine of New India.
In Uttar Pradesh, the state government has decided to launch a massive recruitment drive in the state to provide government jobs to the youth and fill the vacant posts in different departments. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has directed officials to begin the recruitment process in the next 3 months and hand over the recruitment letters within 6 months. A report.
In a special meeting, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath sought information about vacant posts in all government offices and departments and ordered officials to start filling them. As per the tweet message from CM office, Yogi Adityanath said that so far 3 lakh recruitments have been done by the state government in last 3 years, and similarly the recruitment process should start in a transparent manner within the next 3 months. He said that the appointment letter should be distributed to the eligible candidates within the next 6 months. CM will meet again with officers of all recruitment commissions and the boards on the same issue on 21st of this month. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program today will bring you a special discussion on COVID-19. Dr. Aparna Agarwal, Professor of Medicine, Lady Hardinge Medical College, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the experts on toll-free telephone number 1800-115767. One can also ask questions on the telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards.
After a long wait, cricket stars will be in action at the 13th edition of the Indian Premier League in United Arab Emirates. The fans will have a lot to cheer as Rohit Sharma-led Mumbai Indians take on Dhoni-led Chennai Super Kings. The tournament, which has been shifted to the UAE due to COVID-19 pandemic, is a TV-only event. In all, 60 matches will be held in 3 avenues: Abu Dhabi, Sharjah and Dubai. All the participating teams have arrived in UAE to fight it out in a neutral venue away from their home conditions. The organizers have ensured adequate safety arrangements in place, creating biobubbles. The idea is to prevent the coronavirus cases. Over the next 53 days, it is going to be a tough task for the participating teams to win the title. In our series on Gandhian philosophy, today we bring you a report on Gandhiji's views on moral values. Gandhian thought's fundamental tenets are moral and include self-discipline, resisting injustice, developing a spirit of service, selflessness and sacrifice, and attempting to maintain truthful and non-violent relations with others. They are deeply rooted in the notions of self-transformation, where an individual's task is to make a sincere attempt to live according to the principles of truth and non-violence. More from our correspondent.
Gandhiji asserted that immoral means, such as violence, cannot produce moral ends, as means are themselves ends in the making. It must be appreciated that simplicity refers to voluntary simplicity and should not be equated to poverty. The basic and the foremost duty of a Gandhian is to resist injustice and untruths. Anupam Mish, AIR News, Delhi.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. The national capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum temperature recorded in the city was 28 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 37 degrees. In Mumbai, there will be generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Chennai is likely to witness generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 33 degrees Celsius. Kolkata may have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. The minimum temperature was 28 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is likely to be around 34 degrees. On to the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature was recorded at 25 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 36 degrees. In Srinagar, the temperature will hover between 12 and 30 degrees Celsius. The city is likely to have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Ladakh will also have mainly clear sky. In Gilgit, the minimum temperature was 15 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 31 degrees Celsius. The city will have a partly cloudy sky, becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon or evening or night. Muzaffarabad is also likely to have mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was 18 degrees Celsius and the maximum is expected to be around 37 degrees. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Kosi Rail Mega Bridge and 12 railway projects in Bihar through video conferencing. PM hails historic reforms in agriculture, says government is committed to MSP support for farmers. Rajya Sabha passes Indian Medicine Central Council Amendment Bill 2020 and Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill 2020. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal says there is no proposal to privatize Indian Railways. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 78.86%. And in cricket, stage is all set for the 13th edition of IPL tomorrow in Abu Dhabi. And with that, we end the Midday News.